in the media conference with Lal Goyal, which is brought to you by V4 News, Global TV, V4 Stream, News Gaon Se, Samvad Sarokar News, Organ Donation India Foundation and Gyan. Our endeavor is to enlighten you with the current topic. And today's topic is not only current, but very, very relevant. And topic is 0 year. 0 year is the beginning of any new system or regime. Today, we will try to evaluate the possibilities of 0 year in India. We will be discussing about 0 academic year, 0 year for MSME and other services and its implications. The demand for a 0 academic year is being raised as there is no respite from the coronavirus. The online classes going on now are an emulsion of real classroom and also a travesty of education. Moreover, the availability of digital devices continues to cause a huge gap in society. It is in this context, the demand for this year to be considered a 0 academic year is emerging from various quarters of society. Professor Dr. Oommen Mammen is MBA, MPhil, PhD. Professor Dr. Oommen Mammen is the former Dean, Naipunya School of Management. He is the COO of Ellen and Hava Kottayam. He has done his PhD in management from Utrecht University, Amsterdam, Netherlands. He is the visiting professor of Illinois University, USA and University of Lund, Sweden. He is the resource person of Faculty Development Program, trainer, management consultant. He is having 42 years of experience in corporate and academics, 17 years in academics and 25 years in teaching. His specialized area is spiritual intelligence in management. Welcome, Professor Dr. Oommen Mammen on our show. Being an educator yourself, and you have seen the systems very, very closely, we would like to know your views, because the main topic, thing about the 0 year is the students. Because the maximum, as Dr. C.V. Anand Bose has mentioned, that the maximum impact of the pandemic or the lockdown was on the students. And we all know that if the student will not be trained properly, educated properly, the future of the country will be jeopardized. So we have to be very, very careful while taking any policy decision. So from you, we would like to know your views on the 0 year. Professor Dr. Oommen Mammen, please.
Thank you, Mr. Goyal. I'm so privileged to share the panel with the legends. I was closely listening to them all regarding the economy, the banking, and the education also. I think I'll focus only on the education. I think it is more easier for me. Before I move into my subject, I think we must salute the homemakers first, those who suffer just because of us, we being at home. And the second thing, we must salute the frontline health workers. They're day and night, they are slogging. I feel at onset, the 0 year itself, the naming 0 year, somewhere or other, I feel it is passing a negative feel. Rather than naming it as a 0 year, why can't we say it as or call it as a convalescence year? Because the country is sick. Convalescence means recovering process. So we need to do a lot to recover, and a lot to recover from this sick situation. We are sick. It is true. The day-to-day informations, news, what we see and read and hear about this pandemic situation is so negative. So when you look at the academic side, I feel for the last 2 years, certain universities, certain schools, certain boards, they have conducted examinations. Certain of examinations, the courses they have announced. Certain universities, they have announced the results. Certain universities, they are yet to announce the results, waiting for new admissions to come. Really in a chaos situation, what to do, and online classes are going on. As I said the last day, discussed with Mr. Goyal the other day, when I spoke to somebody, So one of my colleague in Lucknow, she was telling, when I call for a online class, the student says, I'm somewhere else. I'm in a queue. I don't want to repeat again. Again, I don't want to into depth of that. Let me say that we do have a beautiful national education policy which need to be fine-tuned. The concept itself to be fine-tuned a bit so that we get the best outcome. I tell you the other day, maybe 2 months back, it's an incident in my home. I was hearing a fight between my granddaughter, her teacher, and her mother online. It's all about the examination. It's all about the examination, the result. A result examination was going on online. It's a Viva kind of thing. At the end, the teacher pronounced, you are given only 50% mark. Then my daughter asked, why 50%? Then the teacher said, you are standing with your kid, so there is only 50% mark. And there was a big fight. I can't stand. I was in front of the camera. Have you seen that I am pronouncing anything to my daughter? And that my grandchild was crying. Teacher, I have answered everything, and teacher gave me only 50% mark. This is one side of the story. How many such situations, chaos, pressure, tension is built up in our house every day when with the kids, with the infants. So why don't you think in a positive manner, online classes? Why do you want to insist on online classes for the classes up to 7th standard? We have to, even if it is there, why don't you give opportunities to the kids to interact with each other so that interpersonal skills can be developed? That is something we're lacking now. The interpersonal skills are not developed because the campuses are closed. So we have to fine tune. We have to fine tune the entire system. Up to 7th standard, why do you think we need an examination? We don't need an examination. Let them enjoy the campus. Let them interact with them. Let them develop a healthy relation, interpersonal relation themselves. Through fun, let them learn. And let the teacher, let the class teacher, let the subject teacher evaluate each student and promote her to the 8th standard. From 8th standard to the 12th standard, again, based on the assignments given to them. That's let them evaluate. Let them evaluate based on the assignments to be closely monitored. That develops a kind of research. A kind of research is developed. And from 12th standard, definitely we need to go for an examination. Final at the 12th standard only, we need to go for an examination, clearing the eligibility for higher studies. So after higher studies, let the admissions be based on an aptitude test, irrespective of the state, the district, or the college courses, purely based on the aptitude test in an all India level that the admissions takes place. So unwanted students, those who are not interested in medicine, may not land up at an unwanted place. Purely based, and the UGC, let the UGC provide the eligible students more scholarships to them so that it is open. And what are we going to do when at the convalescence period? At the convalescence period, the sick patient is not expected to make more activities, but we can do something in a very positive manner in a convalescence. 0 year, I don't want to say it again, and I mean that particular word 0, I don't want to use. At the convalescence period, why don't we utilize the student community, the youth community in a positive manner? Say we do have around 80,000 medicos, the students who are doing practicing medicine, I mean just doing their medicines. 80,000 students across the country. We do have around 3.26 lakh of nursing students. The vaccination is the biggest problem what we face now. Why don't we deploy these people for vaccination? Finding vaccination and providing supply of vaccination, it is the job of the government. I think easily the government can find it. But we do have such skilled persons with us. If they deploy the entire medical and nursing students, and even certain extent to certain other paramedics also into into the vaccination, to vaccinate people, the vaccination can be done more fastly. And at the same time, a cross-cultural pollination also will be there. They are made into small segments, small groups, and sent to various parts of the country. They're exposed to the different cultures, different situations. I think this we have to give a thought about this kind of an activities. Again, when you come to the university level, other university level, we do have around 54 central universities. We do have 416 state universities, 164 I think 164 to be deemed universities, and 316 private universities, and around 35 autonomous institutions, which are like IIT, IIM, AIMS, like that we do have. Let the students of these places, these universities, spend their time in a creative manner. Let them make them to do various activities. It is pandemic. It is your movements are arrested. Rather than going to teach them online, which has got certain way or other we are handicapped to deliver properly the subject. Why don't we ask them to do some kind of activities, make them into small group, and why can't we take them to agriculture farming, collective farming, collective dairy farming, aquaculture or fish farming? Why can't you think about it? It is productive. Again, the cross-cultural pollinations will be there, taken place, more experience, lifetime experience. They are facing challenges. Each one of them are facing challenges. Still we mute the COVID, the pandemic situation. Why couldn't we go for this kind of activities? Definitely a question will be there. Then what is the fun of lockouts? I never advocate for that, to break the rules or to break the lockout system within the certain areas. Definitely we can bring them to work. Let them work till next January or February, and at the end of between a progress or improvement, the progress evaluation to be made by the concerned faculty members. Faculty members, if they are expected to do that, and by end of June, February, or March, let them prepare for the examinations. Whatever courses they are doing, let them prepare for that. By the time, I think this is month of May, in 6 months' time, or let us say 8 months' time, our students, our youth is going to have hands full of experience, various experience. They will be interacting with so many people around them, outside their area. All across the country, they will be interacting. So that a positive vibe can be created. They are not idle at home. What is that they are doing now? If you ask, the other day, I happened to talk with one of my students called me, and he was asking me, sir, my fourth sem examination result hasn't come so far. What is that I have to do? And I asked him, what is that you can do? You can't do anything. You know what is happening with the pandemic situation in Delhi. Delhi offices are closed. University campus is closed. You cannot expect them to announce your results. How can it happen? It cannot happen. Your paper, bringing back the paper for evaluation to home means along with the paper, you are bringing the coronavirus also. So I am scared. I don't want to do that. The same thing will be with my fellow, the fraternity of faculty also. So what is the fun? Just making them. Why then? His concern was that he is supposed to join for his higher studies somewhere outside this country. He want to go outside. You cannot help it. All over the world, same pandemic situation is happening. Why do you want to think about it? But if you put them into activities, creative activities, the things will change. They really know what our country is. I think to a certain extent they will stop thinking to go abroad and study. We do have beautiful institutions, beautiful organization, beautiful setup in this country. Then why somebody want to go out and learn? Then somebody may ask you, then why did you go? I was not aware. I was not aware it will be like this. So I went. I now never advocate to go anyone outside the country. We do have the best system in the world. Of course, their features will be there. Some lacunae will be there. That can be rectified if everybody works together. If everybody works together, I put that, underline that word once again. If a teamwork is there, the lacunae can be rectified. You need to think about fine-tuning the education system.
Okay.
I think Mr. Goyal started showing his fingers and smiling. That means I have to stop. Thank you. I conclude.
Thank you very much, Professor Dr. Oommen.